Dave, well, first with Clayton Kershaw, you mentioned yesterday he was going to have some tests. How did those go? Obviously, he's on the IL, but just an update you can give us.
The update is he was a little bit sore today. He got X-rays. I think he's getting an MRI today. He should be on his way to the ballpark as we speak. Obviously, given the soreness where we're at, we decided to IL him, and I don't really know. I don't know the results yet of the MRI, but hopefully it's going to be shorter than longer.
After the X-ray, were you given a type of timeline or any information, or will you have more after the MRI?
We'll certainly have more after the MRI. I think we're all kind of hesitant to give any type of timeline.
Most of his back things have been a month earlier this year. And kind of is that kind of a fair, rough ballpark of when you're saying shorter rather than longer? Kind of in that couple weeks to a month?
I think that's fair. I think a couple weeks to a month is a good enough kind of range.
Is it the same injury as the last one?
No, it's I think, as I recall, the injury before was more on the right side, and I think it's back, hip related. This one is more on the left side. And again, I think it's still back hip related, but I haven't seen or heard about the MRI. But this is just my conversation with Clayton.
Considering it'll be a couple of weeks to a month, what's the plan? Who to step in at that point? Have you thought about that yet?
Obviously, we have to fill his spot in the rotation. We've obviously called up Moranta for the short term. Dustin May is going to continue his rehab. I think he pitches on Tuesday. He'll go 5 innings at OKC, and the world will look different then, and we'll make a decision on whether he should make another one, which is most likely. So now you're looking at somebody obviously in our system to make that start. So obviously, Pepio certainly makes sense.
Have you decided if Ryan is going to go on a rehab assignment yet?
We have not. He and Bruzdar are going to do a live simulated game tomorrow. They'll throw to some hitters, so that once we get past that, then we'll kind of make the next decision.
To go back to Clayton, I mean, he said when he's come back from the last passing, he's hoping it's a once-a-year thing. He's back at this point. Hey, how much frustration can you sort of sense from him that this is sort of played out the game?
He's certainly frustrated, but there's nothing we can do about it. I think his only focus, our only focus, is to do what we can to get him back as soon as possible. So and healthy. So yeah, I mean, I think his thoughts, his hope was all of ours.
And you still look at it like there will possibly be enough time for him to get back, get built up, be a normal starter, go into it.
We do, and I think with Clayton and some other guys, just kind of building in a little bit of a reprieve, a blow, something we talked about. So I think you could just kind of classify it as that. That's what we're trying to do, and look at it as that, and get him back to make enough starts to get ready for the postseason.
Dave, your thoughts on you just won some big games in San Francisco, and here you hop right back into this thing against a revamped and restacked Padres squad.
We had a really good series, great road trip, played well in San Francisco, and we've got another division rival, division opponent. Obviously, they made moves to make their team better. It doesn't change how we go about tonight. We still got to pitch well and catch the baseball and take it at bat. So Manea, he's tough. We got him a couple times. He's got us. So we got to have good at bats. But yeah, it's a heck of a ball club over there.
How much will you allow yourself to take part in the ceremony and celebrate Vin?
I hope I'm a part of it. I think that the Giants did a great job as far as recognizing Vin. I thought they did a fantastic first-class job. And for us, I know that our guys have put some stuff together. So it's going to be an emotional pre-game ceremony, and all of our players and coaches will be a part of it.
What's your favorite story you can share?
I shared it with, I think, Vasse. I got traded in 2002 from the Dodgers to the Red Sox in 2004. And at Petco Park, he came down from the booth and wished me well, gave me a big hug, talked to me for about 10 minutes while I was trying to fight back tears. Most of them I couldn't fight back. But for him to just come down from the booth and wish me well, something I'll always remember.
Do you have a play that he called of yours that sticks out to you?
I don't. I did hit an inside the park home run on Father's Day, which is pretty special. So that'd be a pretty good call probably to hear. But I didn't have the luxury of hearing him call games because I was on the field, fortunately.
David, what do you think it means to the fans? I mean, what's his connection? Why are so many people so affected by him?
I think he is the connection he's the connection, the fabric from the fans to the organization. I think that if you look at 60 years of Dodger baseball, players change, teams are different, but he was the one constant. And so every night when you turn on the game, hearing his voice was consistent, and he was a conduit for many to kind of share stories, paint pictures, and call a ball game. So I think that, yeah, he was kind of the thread.
In a sport with so many big personalities and big egos at times, he had a sense of humility. When you think about that, what comes to mind with his humility, Dave?
That's true. Class. I've used the term gentleman. Certainly high character. He just always tried to. He understood that the game was about the players and about the fans' experience, and so he was kind of not wanting to be the star of the show, because a cast of characters always changes, but it's about the game. And so all my interactions, I've heard stories with ushers and fans and lower level people in the organization that had a quick moment with Vin, and he was always present. And certainly with all that he had going on and who he was, to be present is a high character quality.
In the last 30 minutes before a game, guys are really locking into the game. Tonight, do you sense it will be an uplift?
I don't know about uplift. I think it'll be a little bit of, it'll be a special moment, and it should be. We'll take the time, we'll acknowledge Vin, and the fans will get their moment, we'll get our moment, but then we will reset to play a baseball game, and that's what we signed up for, that's what we do.
And one more time, how do you remember him?
As a great man of class, and obviously one of the greatest, if not the greatest Dodger of all time.
Given his humility, he would hate what you're doing tonight, wouldn't he?
He would absolutely hate it. I always talk about making people comfortable being uncomfortable. I think he's upstairs in Blue Heaven, and he's going to be uncomfortable tonight. We're going to make him really uncomfortable because he's going to be the focus of this pregame.
Going back to the pitching staff, how confident are you that your pitchers are going to come back from the IL, that are going to perform the way and be ready for the postseason?
Confident. Bruce Dar, I think we're very confident. Blake, we're really confident that they'll come back and be in the pen. I think that Dustin is on his way to be on the staff at some point. Then you're looking at Canely, Walker. Those guys are a little bit more down the road. But, again, I think that Clayton's going to come back and be healthy and we'll be ready to go.
David, did you ever have a conversation with Vin when you were named the manager? Obviously, you knew Jackie, Hall of Fame Aaron's home run, and I was wondering, as being the first African-American manager with the Dodgers, if he said anything about that to you?
I don't recall. I do recall he called me, and I got this unidentified number that I didn't answer. And then I heard the voice on my voicemail, so I called right back once he left his number. But it was more of just congratulatory, and that was sort of it. But he was always there to support me. Yeah.
You name-checked a bunch of relievers right there. Where does Duffy fit into that?
Yeah, Duffy's in that kind of early September bucket.
Any extra buzz around here today?
Not yet. Not yet. There's a little bit more media, which is good, but no. There's going to be. It's going to be exciting. I can only imagine what's going on around. People are going to make their way up north to get up here, but it's going to be rocking. Our guys are excited. The fans are going to be excited. It's a Friday night. Might have Friday night fireworks. It's going to be good.
You touched upon it a little bit in San Francisco, but how difficult is it going to be to face Juan Soto 3 times through an order, multiple times now during the course of the season? Division would be.
It is what it is. I guess that's what the players say. It is what it is. He's a great player. It certainly makes our job a little bit harder, or a lot harder, but there's nothing we can do. We're not going to run from it.
How different just when you're going through the reports than was it this time compared to when you guys faced him just a month ago?
There's probably a lot more red in the hitting zone with Josh Bell and Juan Soto in the lineup.
Dave, going back to when you were down there as a coach and watching them going through a rebuild and all that, and now to see what their club is like now. I mean, talk about the night and day difference there.
It's night and day. You certainly have to give Padres ownership, Peter Seidler, a lot of credit. Because ultimately it's about the game of baseball, in my eyes. And when people are talking about the Dodgers and the Padres, the National League West, big trades, spending money on great players, I think we all win. And I love people talking about baseball, so it wasn't that way when I was over there. So it's fine. It is what it is. It's good for baseball.